This week's Torah portion of Parshat Bo introduces the mitzvah that all of us are familiar with, the mitzvah of tefillin. The tefillin is laid both on our head and on our arm. And sure enough, we know that in the arm, the tefillah that's worn, the box that's worn on our arm, contains within it only one parasha, one scroll, one parchment written on it, the Parsha of Shema. But on the tefillah, the box that we wear on our head, it contains within it 4 separate parchments with 4 separate portions of the Torah written in them. Why? Why does the one on our arm have 1 scroll as opposed to the one on our head that has 4? And I saw an interesting insight, and that is as follows. When it comes to doing things, which is what was represented by our arm, really things are pretty straightforward. You perform, you persist, and ultimately you accomplish what you're supposed to accomplish, hopefully. But when it comes to the mind is a complex thing. The mind can go in all sorts of directions, in all rants and raves. And it's not something that is so straightforward. There's no one direction with regards to the mind. The mind is a curious thing, and often it has 4 directions that it can go in. There are many different ways to understand things. When we contemplate, one might contemplate or understand or comprehend something in a very different way that someone else does. And so there are 4 ways, or many ways, in which one can translate, in which one can ultimately understand and incorporate into their lives. Now, this is a very important lesson. And the reason why is because we need to understand that with regards to people's mental health and mental state. Halavai, all of us should have the capacity to look at people and say, maybe they understood differently, or maybe they saw differently, or maybe their reaction as such wasn't necessarily intended to say the following, but perhaps they were having a bad day, or maybe they were influenced by the following consequence or circumstance. If we evaluated and incorporated all of the circumstances that a person's mind perhaps was going through, we probably would be much less judgmental and be able to see the world in a much more positive way. But it's very difficult to do that because our minds go in many different directions as well. But nonetheless, I think this is an important lesson for us to understand. The Torah wants us to appreciate and understand that when it comes to the mind, let us understand, let us be compassionate and empathize with the fact that people have different ways of seeing different things. Mikom malamdai heskalti. I have learned from all various and varied perspectives. I want to appreciate all personalities, and I want to evaluate all of the circumstances that a person might be going through at that particular time. This sensitizes ourselves to the shalosh, to the mental capacity and the mental state that all people around us might very well be in, be it healthy, productive, or be it ailing or challenging at that time. And it certainly can help us with regards to our perspective in the world around us. This is the Torah way, it is the Jewish way, and it was Gila's way, and always will remain the Gila way. Shabbat Shalom.